guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be getting ready together. I'm going to be putting a whole bunch of drugstore makeup on my face. A lot of these things are either new to me or brand new launches that I've been testing out, so I wanted to share my thoughts on them, let you guys know how they've been working for me so far. And I've also had some of you ask me about like my New Year's resolutions and intentions and what my plans are for this year, so I figured we could chat about all that good stuff while we get ready. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Lauren. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out and chatting beauty with me. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with occasional bonus videos on Saturday, so I hope you'll click that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed before you leave if you want to see more of my videos in the future. And in the meantime, I'm going to scooch you guys a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing with my makeup. Alright, so let's start out by priming the skin. I picked up a bunch of Catrice products at the end of December. I had some Ulta points that I wanted to cash in on, and they were like buy one, get one half off. Catrice is a drugstore brand. It's very affordable, it's cruelty-free, and I haven't tried a lot of their stuff before, so it was something I was interested in just exploring and getting to know. So we're going to start out with their Prime and Fine Pore Refining Anti-Shine Base, which I have oily skin. If you are new here and haven't seen my videos before, I have a very oily T-zone. I have very large pores around my nose, usually tend to be more dry in like this kind of region and around my forehead, but like this situation gets really oily. So I usually like more mattifying types of primers and foundations. This feels exactly like a moisturizer. Like it's very lotiony when you put it on, but it kind of starts to thicken as you rub it in and it becomes kind of tacky-like. Not as tacky as like the J1 Jelly Pack. If you guys have tried that primer, that weirds me out actually. The texture is a little strange. This though just kind of thickens, gets a little, just a little tiny bit tacky, but not too bad. So I like that this doesn't feel dry, like it kind of hydrates my drier areas, but it doesn't feel too greasy or too silicone-y on my oily areas. So hopefully this will be a nice little base for my foundation to go on top of. Speaking of which, for foundation today, we're going to be using the new Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. It has a brightening complex. It is meant for all skin types. I'm using the shade 2W2MW2, medium warm 2, which looks a little dark in the tube, but it actually seems to match me pretty well. Like my neck is a little bit darker than my face. I think it's because I use so many like glycolic acid products and stuff on my face to try to like reduce texture that I get. So we're just gonna plop this baby on. It has like a giant doe foot applicator. It reminds me of the Tarte Shape Tape applicator actually. Speaking of which, did you guys see that they're releasing a Shape Tape foundation? I have been getting emails about it. I haven't tried it. I don't get PR or anything like that from Tarte, so I would have to go out and buy it with my own money if I wanted to give it a whirl. But I am curious because the Shape Tape is one of my favorite foundations. So let me know if you guys are going to be trying out the new Shape Tape foundation also. So I basically just like dab this all over my face. I'm going to go in with my Japanesque Kumadori beauty sponge, which is like my obsession. This thing is just as good, if not better, than the Beauty Blender, and it's half the price. So I really, really like this. You can get it at Ulta. Would highly recommend. So we're just gonna blend this foundation in. So I have been wearing this quite a bit recently. I got it, like I said before, several weeks ago at Bed Bath & Beyond. I was able to find it there in stores. And I find that this is like a really nice everyday kind of foundation. It has medium coverage. It's very buildable. It doesn't look cakey or drying on the skin at all, which is really nice. It has SPF 20 and it doesn't use chemical sunscreens, which I also really like because those tend to irritate my skin and make me break out. It's just like one of those kind of foundations that it doesn't leave your skin feeling too tacky or dewy, but it doesn't feel too matte or drying. Like it's pretty hydrating, and I don't think it describes itself as an illuminating foundation. It says it's got a brightening complex in it, and I believe it's designed for all skin types. So it's just one of those kind of like natural satin finish foundations. It's very comfortable. It's lightweight on the skin. It's kind of like nice middle of the road, not too matte, not too dewy. It's not too full coverage. So if you're like looking for a quick and easy everyday kind of liquid foundation that is going to make your skin still look like skin, kind of even everything out but not be too heavy, I think this is actually a really good option. And for Physicians Formula, who normally has like a really terrible shade range, they released quite a few shades of this foundation, which I think is really nice. Then we're going to conceal a little bit, kind of brighten things up in the under eye. I picked up the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer in the shade Light Natural 005. Tati, Glam Life Guru, has been raving about this and saying how she likes it even better than her Shape Tape, so I was very curious to try this out. And I would actually say I don't think that this is similar to Shape Tape to me. I actually think it reminds me more of the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, which has a similar sort of liquidy consistency. This feels much more watery to me than the Shape Tape, even though it has nice coverage. The other thing about this that I wasn't a huge fan of is the shade range. There were only 3 shades and they were all super light, which this one is, as you can see, quite a bit light for me. It adds a lot of brightness, and it's kind of veering on being a little bit too light for a concealer, especially paired with this foundation. I would have liked to go 1 shade darker, but I don't think that existed. So I'm going to take the other side of my beauty blender that has my foundation and just kind of go over the concealer to kind of blend them together a little bit better and maybe kind of match the shades just a little bit more so that's not so bright. So yeah, I think the formula is nice. It does offer, I would say, medium buildable coverage. It's good for under eyes because it's very hydrating. It's not too thick or dry as far as concealers go. But I don't know. I don't think that it's comparable to Shape Tape. I say it's much more like the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. So if you're looking for a dupe of that one, I think the Catrice is very similar in texture and formula to that concealer. So we're going to move right along and we're going to set down this face because I am the shine queen and I kind of just want to keep things from looking too greasy. So I also picked up another Catrice product. This is the Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder. This is a waterproof powder, which is kind of cool, and it's just a translucent shade. So I'm going to grab a big old fluffy brush and we will just swirl this in here and set down my T-zone especially, because I don't want that to get shiny. Just gonna loosely kind of dab whatever's left over on my brush on the rest of my face because I don't need to add a ton of powder to my dry areas, but I do just want to lock in that foundation a little bit. And I will say this is a pretty nice powder. It does mattify, but it also kind of blurs the look of pores and imperfections. I definitely feel like it doesn't make my skin look cakey. It kind of gives it a silky appearance. As far as shine control, I'm still kind of testing it out to see how long it controls shine. It kind of depends also on the foundation and weather and all kinds of other things. My skin is a little finicky like that, but I'll have to keep you guys updated on this in terms of its longevity with mattifying properties. Then I'm going to bronze with a good old favorite. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. If you guys saw my Project Pan video on Monday, I am trying to hit pan on this guy, so that's why I'm kind of making an effort to use it. I'm just going to grab one of these Wet n Wild powder brushes. I really like this for bronzing because it's kind of a nice big fluffy brush. So we will just take this on the cheeks, add a little life back into my face. I definitely have been having a lot of fun in the last couple of weeks with my decluttering and project panning. I definitely feel like for 2018, I want to be much better about actually using makeup that I'm buying, because I think last year I got to the worst I've ever been of being really enticed by new stuff. And because I'm a really good sale shopper, I've been able to go out and get things at a really good bargain. And then I just keep buying things on sale and buying things with coupons. And even though I'm getting it for a reduced price, it's if I'm only using it 1 or 2 times, was it really even worth the sale price that I paid for it? So I kind of just want to use my makeup more in 2018. I want to appreciate products and actually really enjoy them and give them more thorough reviews and share more ideas and things with you guys, because I just feel like that would be more helpful as opposed to always talking about new stuff, new stuff, new stuff, and then like showing it once and never talking about it again. Another oldie but a goodie we're going to use today is this Milani Rose blush in the shade Blossomtime Rose. I thought this was limited edition, but then I've seen it at the drugstore. So I think it might be permanent now. I don't really know. These little hairs, guys, whenever I blow dry my hair, like this just sticks out for like 24 hours, no matter what I do. Hairspray it, anything, it's just whatever. So I'm gonna go in with that same brush that I used with the bronzer. Just gonna take the clean side, tap a little bit of this into the blush, and we'll just pop this on the apples of my cheeks. Don't remember this blush adding a sheen, but apparently it has a little bit of a shimmer to it. Totally forgot that. See, and this is exactly what I mean. You pick something out of your collection that you haven't used in months and months and months, and you like totally forget what it actually even looks like on the skin. And I think that is really pretty. It's very subtle, it's not too intense, and it adds like a little healthy glow. Very pretty. Speaking of adding a glow, I am going to pop a little of the new Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter on the high points of my cheeks. This is a really cool formula because it's like a cream. It's very wet and kind of like moussey to the touch, and it's also super light reflective, and it still smells like a tropical paradise. It's pretty glorious. So I just like to apply this with my fingers and just kind of tap it into the skin, and it kind of dries down to a powdery finish. Like it doesn't stay tacky or anything like that, and I don't find that it disturbs my powder product, so I can kind of layer it on top of my already powdered foundation, and it doesn't do anything like super crazy. Oh man, I really love that. It just like leaves just like such a beautiful sheen on the skin. I just as an FYI am wearing the shade Champagne. There are 4 other shades now. They just added an iridescent one, which is kind of cool. And you can actually finally find this product like in drugstores. I got mine at Bed Bath & Beyond, but now I think you should be able to find it at like CVS, Walgreens, all that jazz, which is pretty awesome. So we're going to move on to filling in my eyebrows. I'm going to be using my Winky Lux Unibrow Universal Brow Pencil. I've been really loving this. And again, this is something that I want to try to use up in 2018. I still have a fair amount of product left, despite the fact that I've been using it on the regular. So it seems to last quite a while. Like you get a lot in one of these pencils, which is nice. Winky Lux is a brand that I have not experimented with as much because they're kind of more up and coming. Ulta just started carrying some of their products, so I think I might try to start checking out more of what they've got. I really loved the kitten palette that I got in my BoxyCharm that they did. That thing was amazing. For $25, that was a really great eyeshadow palette. So if you've tried any Winky Lux products before and if you have any recommendations, leave them in the comments because I would definitely love to check them out. So let's move on to eyes. I'm going to be using this Milani Earthy Elements little palette here. This is like a $10 palette from the drugstore, and it's really awesome. I love these sort of warm tone shades. But then I also want to use this Catrice Liquid Metal Shadow that I got at Gen Beauty. This is in the shade We Are the Champagnes, and look how pretty that is. So I think I'm going to pop this on the lid for some intense shine. We'll play around with this a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to start with this palette. I'm going to use this shade here as my transition color in the crease. While we're blending our eyeshadows, we can talk a little bit about the whole idea of like New Year's resolutions and kind of like what my feelings on all that kind of stuff is. So I feel like in the past, I was someone that always got really excited to make New Year's resolutions. I would be like, I'm gonna eat better, I'm gonna do yoga, I'm gonna craft more, I'm gonna try this hobby, and like I would always set a million different goals for myself, and then would be one of those people that would have a really hard time actually sticking with things past like a couple months. And I think that's really common because I feel like the novelty and like the sort of energy behind the start of a new year can really like get us going, but it's not always sustainable when things are difficult. Like old habits die hard. It's not easy to create new ones. And part of what I love about coaching is literally being a support person for people to help them stay accountable to the things that they say they want to do. Because I think it's really difficult to stick with a New Year's resolution completely by yourself. Just having support around you, either like joining a group of people with a similar goal so you can kind of keep each other motivated, that's really helpful, or just having another person in your life or a professional that can kind of be an anchor. Like if you don't have that, it's very lonely, and it can be very easy to get discouraged, to get bored, and then just to kind of slip back into your old habits. So I'm not really setting any resolutions for myself this year. I have things that I would like to do more, but I'm kind of trying to be more realistic about whether or not now is the right time for me to set certain resolutions. I'm kind of more in a mindset of wanting to set intentions. Like I want to set an intention to take better physical care of myself this year, which would include exercising and eating better, but I'm not going to necessarily like say to myself, you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm going to kind of make choices as I go that help foster that intention, if that makes sense, and kind of set little goals and things for myself along the way instead of setting just one overarching goal for like all of the next year. Just as an FYI, I'm going to go in with this nice warm shade, take that a little bit lower in the crease just to deepen things up, add a little pop of color. But yeah, as I've also shared in my recent videos, another intention that I kind of want to set for 2018 is just general more mindfulness and less wastefulness. So just being more mindful of the things that I'm doing, the time that I'm spending with people, the products that I'm using, kind of just appreciating things more and buying less, spending more of my money on experiences than on stuff. Just kind of generally, I don't know, shifting my sort of life focus, if you will. So that's what feels good to me for right now, and it's something that I hope I will be able to continue to come back to throughout the year, because that's the thing for me, kind of setting an intention for the direction of my life as opposed to just sticking to specific goals allows me the flexibility to change my goals as I kind of learn and grow, but still can honor my intention, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna go in with this shadow. I'm just gonna take it on my finger. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous. This would be a really pretty highlight on the face too, I bet. So we're just going to take this all over the lid. Oh man, that is very pretty. But yeah, I just feel like setting an intention for a mindset or kind of an overarching goal allows you more flexibility to actually discover new and different ways as the year goes on to honor that intention without actually having to change it. Like you may discover a new hobby or a new form of exercise that, you know, is more fun for you or easier for you to keep with than, like, let's say going to the gym, but you can still be active. So if you set the New Year's resolution of like, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, but you hate going, but there's something else you could do that would be equally beneficial for your body, why feel like you failed in the resolution? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, I think that I feel pretty good about just my mindset and how I'm looking at the upcoming year. I'm gonna take a smaller brush and go in with this darker shade over here in the outer corner of my eye. And you know, as far as blogging goes, I feel like I saw one of my fellow YouTubers talking in a forum about setting goals for yourself that aren't necessarily dependent on other people or things that are outside of your control. Like, it's nice to set a goal to hit a certain number of subscribers or a certain number of views, but you can't really control how quickly that's going to happen. But you can control how frequently you post or how consistently you post, or you can control the amount of time you spend on coming up with creative ideas and planning and whatnot. So it's, I think, a smarter use of your time and energy to set goals to do the kinds of activities that will help you to grow your channel as opposed to just focusing on the numbers. So that's also something that I kind of want to do in the next year. Like, I would love to grow my audience here. I would love to meet more people, engage with more of you guys. But, you know, I am a small channel and I still enjoy doing what I do, even if I only have a couple thousand subscribers or followers on different platforms. Like, I don't need to be super famous to have fun and enjoy what I'm doing. So hopefully if you like my content, like, we will grow and you will, you know, share the love, share my channel with other people that you think might enjoy it. But I'm not gonna stress about it. And that feels pretty good. I think I'm just gonna take what's left over on my brush here and just kind of bring this down along the lower lash line a little bit, just to add a little bit of smokiness. Now, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've been pretty lazy lately when it comes to the whole like liquid eyeliner thing. Like, I hardly ever wear eyeliner anymore. I pretty much always just do eyeshadow and mascara because it's just quick and easy for me. And sometimes I feel like, especially black liquid liner can look very dramatic, especially for like everyday makeup. But for the sake of filming and having fun on camera, I'm gonna try out this new product. Well, it's not really new. It's new to me. I haven't used it yet. It is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. I've heard a lot of people talk about this and they've said that it's really amazing. So it looks like it's a brush tip, which is really nice. It's kind of like the Kat Von D tattoo liner in terms of the actual like little pen nib. So we're going to attempt to wing this out today and see how that goes. Totally did not realize that I was not recording there. That was good. Good job, Lauren. This liner does come out like super black, super matte, which I really like, and the nib is actually very flexible, which is really cool. I'm impressed, NYX. I'm impressed. That was pretty nice. That went on like piece of cake easy. It was a little... I screwed up my wing a little bit on this side because the brush tip kind of like dried out halfway through applying it and kind of like made my line a little funky, but then it seemed to start to flow better. So I don't know, maybe it's because it's like older, like I've had it, but I haven't used it at all for a little while, so I don't know. We'll continue to use it, but at least in terms of a first go, I think that looks pretty good. So I got this Catrice mascara. This is the Rock Couture Extreme Volume Mascara. I haven't really heard anything about this, but I was curious to give a Catrice mascara a go. Looks like it has one of those super spiky, plasticky ones, but the bristles are really, really super short, which is usually good for volumizing. So we'll see how this goes. It's actually really nice. I feel like this is the kind of mascara wand that it definitely puts a lot of product, like your individual lashes look a lot thicker, but it's sort of got enough tiny little spiky bristles to really separate the lashes and still make them look fluttery and soft. So this is a really nice mascara. I actually really like this a lot. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I feel like whenever I wear like a winged liner, my eyelashes just kind of like disappear into my eyes, which is part of the reason why I don't wear liquid liner or black liner very often, because I feel like then I have to wear falsies, and I don't wear falsies on an everyday basis. Speaking of which, so I picked up this holiday set from Ardell at Ulta. I think you can still get this. I think it's like on sale for like 20 bucks or something like that. It has a bunch of their faux mink lashes, which I've never actually tried before. So these are all the different pairs. I don't know which ones I should try today. There are quite a few that look really cool. I think I want to try this bottom pair that's kind of like got little tufts. It's sort of a little bit more wispy, but I think it could be really pretty. So I'm just gonna trim these, glue these, stick these bad boys on. All right, so the lashes are on. I do feel like that added just a little bit of something something, which is nice, and they are not uncomfortable either. I haven't tried, like I said before, these new faux mink lashes. These were the number 814s. I don't know if these were like exclusive to the set or if you can go out and buy them, but they are a nice lash. They add something, but they're not like overboard dramatic, if you know what I mean. So then we just need to get something on my lips. I'm gonna line my lips a little bit with this Maybelline Color Sensational lip pencil in the shade 110 Purely Nude, just to give my lips just a little bit of definition. And then I'm gonna go in with this new lip product from Physicians Formula. This is the Healthy Lip. This is in the shade Bear With Me, which is a really pretty pinky nude. This is basically Physicians Formula's take on the liquid lipstick, and I actually really like this formula a lot, and I really love this shade. I think it is such a pretty like peachy nude pink. So this is a more sort of like a liquidy formula, and it does dry down. It's not entirely transfer proof, but it dries down to a very comfortable matte finish. It's not like crumbly or powdery. It doesn't like crack off your lips. It's Really, really nice, comfortable, smells good. I feel like these are not the most opaque liquid lipsticks either, so you're definitely best off applying them over or with a lip liner, especially I would think with like the darker shades. With the nudes, it might not make as big of a difference because it's kind of closer to your natural lip color. But yeah, I just think this is an absolutely gorgeous shade. I have been loving wearing this, and I really enjoy the formula a lot. And I'm just gonna set all of this in with my Milani Make It Last, another product I'm trying to use up this year. So there you have it. This is my final completed look. I really like the way this makeup came out today, actually. It is very glam, but like also wearable. It's like daytime appropriate glam. I mean, the liner and the lashes definitely makes this something that's like way above what I would normally wear to school or work or something like that. But, you know, I don't feel like these colors are something that is not appropriate to wear for every day. Like, you could easily do this same look with just mascara, no liner, no lashes. You could even like tone down the highlight and it would be very wearable for every day, which is awesome. I also feel like for all drugstore products, like this look feels and looks high-end to me. Like this looks very glam, and none of these products were super expensive, especially if you can get them on sale and with a coupon. I got my Physicians Formula foundation and 2 liquid lipsticks for less than $10 because I had coupons. It was crazy. So drugstore makeup has that one thing going for it, is that if you're patient and you shop the sales right, you can get things at like at a really, really good price. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today, getting ready together, trying out some of this drugstore makeup. I definitely will be keeping you guys posted as I continue to use these products if there's anything that's a particular standout. I know some of these products are in my currently testing series, which is a monthly series I do where I pick 10 products to test for a month, and then in the following month I give you an update and detailed reviews on all those 10 products. So some of these things are in that, so make sure you check back at the beginning of February for my full reviews on those products. But I also do end up talking about things that I really love in my monthly favorites as well, so I'm sure this is not the last time we're going to be seeing some of these products. And in the meantime, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate your support. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you click that button before you go if you want to come back and see more from me in the future, hang out again, play with some more makeup and other beauty goodness. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.